What is up, everybody? You know, I always start this show by showing love to those companies that help make this podcast possible. First is going to be let me change your socks. Camel City Mill socks. Guys, you know, I've talked about these. I get it. They're not cheap, but you guys are all HVAC guys. You're making dick loads of money. Who gives a shit? Hey, even rookie, Mr. I'll never buy those socks. Guess what? Guess who bought the socks? Rookie did. Guys, these socks are absolutely amazing. I really, really do. I wear these myself. I won't lie, I don't wear them when I'm in the office, but when I'm wearing boots and I got to go out in the field, these are the socks that I wear. They're absolutely amazing. They're comfortable. They're going to help protect against the sweat. Your foot is not going to smell like Bigfoot's ding dong when you take those boots off at the end of the day. They are absolutely amazing. They're comfortable. They feel good. So I get it that you guys are always trying to buy comfortable boots, as you should. You're on your feet all day, and you should wear comfortable boots, but also think about the socks you are putting in said boots. And I absolutely love these Camel City Mill socks. They're absolutely amazing. Guys, like I told you, I always want to I want you guys to get the best deal. It is not about me making money. So I'm pretty sure they had an initial 20% off deal. So go to their website and the first time get the 20% off. It's more than my discount. If you go back for a second time, then use my discount code uncensored 10 to save 10% off. But I'm pretty sure that you get 20% off your first order. So take the 20%. I don't care if it's through my link or not, but just promise me if you go back for a second order that you'll use the uncensored 10 and save 10% off. But no more sweaty feet, iron side strength, no sweat vent. Overtime made easy. They dang well stay up and guaranteed for 10 years. I like my socks like that. Anyway, go buy yourself some goddamn socks. Next. My friends over at Company Cam, guys, every business I have ever ran, managed, owned, I've been involved with I've always used Company Cam. Guys, this is absolutely amazing. And I get it while you guys are out there. Um, no matter regardless of what side the trade you're in, like we have to take pictures, we have to have, photo, document management, and all the major CRMs, unless you're using a custom one. I get some of these bigger places have these custom ones. I don't know if Company Camp can integrate. I don't see why not, but it can integrate with almost every CRM that's out there. And Company Cam is absolutely amazing. Nowadays, using before and after pictures to show your customers, whether you're in residential, commercial, industrial, customers like to see what's going on, whether they care or not. Just providing them that kind of information just makes it seem like you're doing a good job. Like, I don't know what I'm looking at, but this is cool that they send me this before and after a cleaning, before and after a motor change, a part change, whatever it is. It really speaks volumes to the customers. And we're actually going to get into that in today's topic when it comes to pricing and inverse quality work. So, Company Cam, guys, is going to provide photo reports, video capture, photo annotation, offline mode, document scanning, report templates, global search, just for documentation, organization, photo tags, project labels, project contacts, document storage, integrations, project map, metadata stamps, and a Chrome extension. Accountability, comments, signatures, at mentions. If you need to send it to a direct person, you can at that person to make sure they're guaranteed for that person to be able to see it. Project timelines, assign users, full team access, and user permissions. You can only have people doing exactly what you want or allow them to do. And last is going to be marketing sales, galleries, high res photo and video, dual video mode, logo sticker. You can put your company's logo on it so it looks very professional, and showcases. You have these pre built templates to be able to send it to customers to make it look professional. Guys, they even have, if while you're taking your pictures and you're talking to the customer, they have AI note taking. The AI inside of Company Cam will build notes based on the conversation that you're having with the customer. So it's all in there. How easy is that? A lot of us like to fix things, but the actual invoicing or doing the ticket, and even if you use another software for the actual invoice part, so what? I tell a lot of my guys, let it build the invoice for you, copy it and paste it in another one. It's absolutely amazing as far as it builds. It gets all the details that you may forget, where you can I always tell the guys, I want you to be able to read that invoice 6 months later, and I want it to jog your memory enough that you know exactly what you did in that home. So the AI note taking is absolutely amazing. So go check it out. Anybody out there, if you're a manager, owner, go check out Company Cam. If you are a technician, I want you to beat on your manager owner's desk and say, Gil said to get fucking Company Cam. Stop bullshitting around. And if they're interested, tell them to go to www.companycam.com/HVAC Uncensored. You will get a free 14-day trial. And if you like it after 14 days, they will give you 50% off your first 2 months. All right. So go check it out, my friends over at Company Cam. With that being said, on to the show. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. God bless the United States, and thank you to all those men and women who defend it.
Welcome to the #1 rated HVAC podcast. If you're looking to grow in the HVAC industry, then you're in the right spot. Blue collar people talking about blue collar shit. Let's get better together. So turn up the volume, buckle your seatbelt, and let's welcome your host, Gil KV Jr.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the HVAC Uncensored Podcast. I'm your host, Gil KV Jr. Here we are, another Saturday. So happy to be here, man. I hope all of you are doing well, getting through this crazy heat, this crazy summer. I know where a lot of you live. I hope none of you are involved in a lot of these floods. Jay, I hope you're okay, buddy. I'm not sure how close some of that stuff is to you, but I hope everybody is good. My heart goes out to those. My prayers go out to all those people. Um, Makes me absolutely sick to my stomach, but yeah, God is good. Definitely prayers to out to all those people. Real fast, to shout out to some of the people that are in here. Good to see everybody. Let's see. I know we got Mr. Freon Leon. What is up, my brother? Mr. Nasty. What's up? What's up? Rookie. What is up, my man? Mr. Jason Johnson. Hello, hello, hello. Let's see who we got in here. A lot of different people. Mr. Jared. What is up, my man? Thank you for finally being able to catch one live. Appreciate you being here. Mr. Ryan Hughes. What is up, brother? Good to see you in here, man. Long time no talk. Let's see. Anybody else that I may have missed? Mr. Brian Sanders. What is up, buddy? Mr. Kanga. What's up? What's up? All right, cool beans. Got a decent amount of people in here tonight. So thank you guys so much for being here. I really appreciate it. I did not see you last week. I apologize, man. But I had an amazing weekend for July 4th. I really did, man. Um, Life is finally starting to sort itself out, man, in good ways. God is good. He really, really is. And I'm super, super blessed to be able to have an amazing time with my family, being able to enjoy time with my kids, just trying to really continue to build that relationship, especially with everything that I've had going on. Super amazing. I hope all of you had an amazing July 4th. We were able to celebrate this great nation that we all know and love's birthday. I had an amazing time. Some of you may have saw social media, hung out and did stuff on July 4th at the house, just chill with the family. Had some people in the neighborhood lighting off fireworks. It was absolutely awesome. And then Saturday, we went to Six Flags around here, which I normally stay away from. That place is a hellhole. But it was actually a really, really good time. Had a blast with my mom, my oldest son, Tyler, and my two daughters were there. Had a super, super good time. So, um, hope you guys had a good time too, man. It's always a good week, July 4th, a good time. So hope everybody enjoyed themselves because I know I did. Apologize for missing last week, man, with the holiday and the week off. It was just, to be honest, it was just hard. And I was having a really good time with my family and I wasn't going to stop to come up and podcast. That's just me being 100% transparent with you guys. Um, but really, really enjoying spending that time with my kids during the week. As many of you know, the opportunity I have now to be the general manager and minority owner of a company. And the two partners I have, Brian and Roy, are absolutely amazing dudes. I am super blessed to be partnered up with them. Um, and there's just a lot of work, Well, when I decided to take this opportunity and join them, we didn't have much time before summer hit. So there was a lot of work that had to be done in a short amount of time. And I had to get my hands dirty. I got a nice, beautiful office. I'll show you guys. haven't been in there much. I've been in there a little bit lately, but I just been putting in some really, really long hours. So during the week, I'm not really seeing my daughters and stuff like that. So during the week, during the weekends, I'm just devoting that time to them, taking them out, doing things. We went to a mall today, just hung out, had dinner. So just trying to really spend that time with them, especially with all the BS they have going on with the divorce and stuff like that. So, but they're doing good and can't complain. Um, We've had some. I'm not going to announce anything yet because I'm just going to wait. There's only a few people that know some things, but my mom is doing really good. She did have a hospital spell about a week and a half ago, but she's okay. It was a blood transfusion. She was in and out. But what are you talking about? I need a manicure. Shut your mouth, sausage fingers. I don't want to hear your mouth. But Mama is doing really, really, really good. And hopefully sometime at the end of next week. So hopefully the show that I do next week, if I happen to do it on Saturday again, I'm going to be able to announce some amazing, amazing news. But I have to double check, do some more tests first, and then have to first and foremost talk to family and things like that before I would ever say it on here. So yeah, hope all of you are doing good, man. It's good to see everybody. I hope that you guys are see you in the chat, so to speak. You know what I mean? You guys know I love doing these shows, man. I truly miss them when I don't do them. This is like my therapy. I truly, truly love it. One thing that I want to say that most of you know that my passion for addiction and helping people with it. And it did break my heart this week that I had to let a guy go for addiction. And obviously, I won't say any of his personal details because he might watch this. And if he does, I love you, brother, and I wish you nothing but the best. But sadly, I can't help somebody that doesn't want to help themselves. And it breaks my heart because this guy is such a good technician. I mean, he is super fucking smart. Uh, the guy can fix anything you put in front of him. He just doesn't want to be better, and it really, really, really sucks, man. I wish him well, and I tried and I tried and I tried, and I was hoping that it would go the other way, and it didn't. It kept getting worse to the point that my back was against the wall, and I had to make a decision. And that's a part of management that sucks. It really, really does, because that's not what I want to have. Is it what I wanted to do? But from a business standpoint, I had to. I can't let somebody there that is going to affect the business and affect everybody else who has to provide for their family. So, um, yeah, it blows. But anyway, if you watch this, brother, and if you're the person I'm talking about, I wish you nothing but luck, man. I will always be there to help you, but I can't help you more than you help yourself. All right. So please, you know my phone number. Don't ever, it ain't never going to change. I've had the same phone number for 20 years. It's not going to change. I'm here if you need me, but please, please get your stuff together, brother. Um, with that being said, man, before we get into the topic, how the fuck is everybody doing, man? Everybody had a good last week since I've talked to anybody? Shut your mouth, rookie. I'll take the hat off. AJ, so am I. I beat addiction years ago. You guys know my story. I I have a soft spot for it, and I want to help. You know how it is, man. I want to help anybody that I possibly can. I've been fortunate enough to help people. I mean, I helped my soon-to-be ex-wife get clean. Um, I've helped other people get clean. I've paid for people to go to rehab out of my own pocket. One of them is doing amazing now. Actually lives in North Carolina. Super proud of him. Still talk to him. The other one, not so much, but I don't regret it one bit. This one just did not want to. Tss, tss. You're a dick, Jason. Oh Lord. Um, Everybody staying busy, man. I know temps I've seen when you look at like the national weather, some of the temps, especially down south and out west, have been absolutely crazy. It's been pretty hot here in Maryland. Um, Pretty normal for us, just like mid to high 90s. We had those like couple of weeks where it was in the hundreds and people around here were losing their fucking minds. It was great for business, don't get me wrong. It was busy in hell. But Yeah, it was, people can't handle that around here. They're not used to it. There you go. Nice on a work trip. What'd you guys do out in New Mexico, Jared? If you can say what you did. Yeah, that's the thing here, Jason. And the Northeast is always just because of all the pollution. I think it is. It's always humid as hell here. But normally, if we get in the mid to upper 90s, if you get 95, 96 here, that's like, and the humidity's up, that's enough for people to go nuts. But when the temperature's actually over 100 and it's humid, I mean, it was pretty miserable. I mean, you walk outside and you feel like you're melting. Um, Obviously, when you've been in the trade for so long, you have a little bit more endurance to it. But the layperson, they can't deal with it. Um, you know, and every customer that calls in and wants you today, you know, like, yeah, well, sorry, all the spots are full for today. Let's see. Jared said he went training contractors on VRF equipment. That's sweet, man. That's sweet. What can you say what brand of VRF equipment you're doing training on? Jason. Oh, the anti-monkey butt stuff. Isn't that the stuff that you had, rookie, at AHR? That stuff was good. You walk around AHR enough, man. Fucking yeah. Start getting chapped balls. Well, that temperature's up, but 65% relative humidity is not bad. I think our temperature's probably down right now. Samsung, sweet, sweet, man. Let's see what we are. So obviously it's 9 o'clock here. It is. Oh, I actually have no service in the studio, so never mind. Um, but one of the things that I really want to talk about, and just so you guys know, some of these shows, I love doing these live shows, man, because, and I've gotten to having less guests. I cancel people. I don't even have people scheduled. I'm still going to have guests. Don't get me wrong. But they're going to be ones that I know that I want to come on. I'm not having people come on and sell their fucking products anymore or stuff like that. I mean, yeah, I used to charge people for it, but they just weren't fun. Downloads were okay, but, it's, yeah, I'm just not doing it anymore, man, so I'm trying to change the way that the direction that the show is going, and, what, I'm actually going to start doing is I'm still gonna do these, but this audio might not be the audio that goes out on Monday. It all depends. I might just still record podcasts that are just me sitting here, and then I'll put out the audio and the video of that, and then we'll just treat this as a live stream. It all depends on how the conversation goes, only because, like I always say, the audio podcast is what pays the bills around here, at least for the podcast sake. So when we're having conversations, if you're not watching the video and actually looking at the chat, sometimes the conversations we're having, the listener doesn't know what we're talking about. So that's why a lot of times you'll see me read your comment or read your question to try to make it, if somebody's listening to the audio of this, to try to understand what the hell we're talking about. So, regardless, these are still going to be here. Worst case scenario, it might just end up being a live stream. If the audio is good enough, I will put that out as a podcast. But just know, sometimes you guys may see audio podcast out and be like, I don't remember that. That's because it wasn't live. So just letting you guys know. Rudy, what's up? What's up? But one of the topics that I want to get in to talk about tonight is, and I love to hear a bunch of your feedback. And we all know the saying, you know, good work isn't cheap and cheap work isn't good. But I've been getting a lot of emails about it. And then obviously, as I've been, changing the pricing and stuff, running this company, and which I think our prices for the value we provide are more than fair. I think we're actually too cheap, to be honest. But now is not, in the middle of summer is not the time to be able to change all your pricing, so we're just kind of letting it ride. But I feel like there's two issues. We have the one side, which is people that do horrific, shitty work and charge entirely too much for it. Or I feel like there's a group of people out there that charge, they do really, really good work and they don't charge enough for it because they're afraid the customer won't pay for it. I get that you need to be busy, that you need work, but you cannot be afraid to charge what you're worth. My vision, our vision, me and my partner's vision for this company is a company that we are not the cheapest guy in town. We're not the most expensive in town, but we want to be known for premium work. We want to do really good, high level work that comes at a fair price. So when people call us, I had some guy call me and he's like, man, I got a train unit put in St. Louis for $8,000. It was like a 3 ton. I'm like, that's awesome, man. I'm like, I'm not putting in anything for $8,000. And he was like, why not? I'm like, because I can't tell my installers to do not as good of a job, you know? I'm like, and I'm definitely not giving you a top tier product for $8,000. I'm sorry, I'm just not. I'm like, if you want a base system, I'm still not $8,000. Um, and I'm just trying to be honest with people. The guy ended up going at my price, but um, and we did an amazing job. And he even said when we were finished, he was like, "Man, this looks way better than the one I had done in St. Louis." And I'm like, "Yeah, that's the point. That we're gonna do the little things that other people aren't doing." It's I feel like, I read an article the other day. I don't know if some of you saw this, and I saw the video version too, that it was something like 85-90% of installs done in the last 10 years are wrong. Like they're all messed up, and there's a bunch of like lawsuits and stuff like that. That's sad. I mean, and I feel like that could be like education. The fact that we're not educating some of these people enough. It could be there's people in the trade that shouldn't be in there yet, which goes back to education, probably per se. And then people just knowingly doing things wrong. Let's just be honest. That's the sad part. What up, nasty? Mr. Pat? What up, brother? Yeah, Jason, it's crazy. I've heard that too in SoCal, 25, 40 grand. And the sad part is $25,000 is probably a base system. It's probably a 14.3 SEER2 system. It's nothing extravagant. I mean, $25,000 around here where I am, you're getting like a high-end inverter system for 25 grand. We have some that are $25,000, but they're getting like very high-end system and like add-ons and stuff like that. Um, that's like top of the line for us. Mr. Brian Sanders says the company I work for may charge a little bit more, but when the customer calls, we are there almost always same day service, especially with refrigeration. We are same day service. See, that's awesome, and that's the thing that people need to understand. It's running a business. If you want to have good people that work for you, like a lot of you guys, man. Like if you want to work for a company, you want to have what? Like probably a nice vehicle, a nice van, a nice truck, whatever vehicle it is they provide. You want to have benefits. Like people don't realize how much paid holidays cost. Paid holidays are expensive. You are paying everybody in your company to be off and you have no income coming in that day. Yes, I get it that we all think that that's a standard. You should have paid holidays, and you're not wrong. But as a smaller company, when you start to get those things, it's fucking expensive. So a company our size, we have probably 17, 18, under 20 employees. It probably costs $80,000 a year for paid holidays. And that would be like the major one. So let's just see, so we'll start with, Thanksgiving, Christmas, hold on. So Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, um, July 4th, Memorial Day, Labor Day, and I think that's the main 6. We might even do more, I'm not sure. But, yeah, man, it's expensive. If a company has a 401k, If they send you to do training, they pay you well. Like all that stuff, you have to get that money from somewhere. You have to be able to charge for that. But then at the same time, you have to be able to do really, really, really good work. I try to make sure that like even something as small as a capacitor. We all understand there's people out there going crazy for capacitors and charging 800-900 bucks, which is fucking ridiculous. It's absolutely crazy. But um, I make sure that I only use certain ones. I'll use like the Titan HDs. We use a lot of the turbos and stuff like that. Like I try to get like the best products that I can get to be able to give to the customers, but then I also warranty those products. I mean, I try to give customers a really good warranty, especially on the labor for what we do. Obviously, on electronics, sometimes you can't warranty it too long. Um, but ideally, if you put a capacitor in somebody's system and you checked everything else out, the next few years, that capacitor shouldn't fail again. If it does, there's probably circumstances, but most of the time it means we missed something. If I put in a blower motor and that blower motor fails within 2 years, you probably missed something. Something caused that motor to die. Same with the compressor. I always say most of the time, and not most of the time, all the time, compressors don't die, they're murdered. I always say that. I will always believe that. You can't change my mind. Um, Most of the time, especially in the residential setting, people will change a compressor and they'll think, oh, I fixed the problem. And the chances are you didn't. The same thing is going to happen. It's just normally the customer will replace the system before it happens again. If you just change a compressor and do nothing, you didn't solve the problem. You didn't. All you're doing is covering it up. Something caused that compressor to fail. Is liquid flooding the compressor? Did liquid cause it to fail? Is there an electrical issue, an airflow issue? Like something caused that compressor to fail. Is there acid in there? And that's the thing. People will put new refrigerant in and stuff like that. But normally you're just covering it up. You did not fix the problem. Yeah, there you go. Breaks, travel. I'm big on sending guys to training, paying them to be there, paying them while they're there. I want to provide those things for the employees because most people that work for you do not leave for money all the time. It's for opportunity. They need to know that their opportunity is with you. And then the training, I want to make them better. I love training, because I love to learn to make myself better for them. All that stuff costs money. You have to charge for that stuff. Looking here at some of the comments. I forget what the lawsuit is, Freon. And I don't know if it's like one in general or a bunch of lawsuits in particular, to be honest. Um, I want to say I read the article on it's one of my sponsors, Home Pros, my buddy Alex, who puts out that newsletter. But then I saw a video of it online somewhere too. But if you Google something about it, it might pop up. But actually, let me see if I can let me see if I can find it. Maybe we'll put it up. Let's see. What do we see here? See this one? This is a Reddit post. See if I can pull this over here. Let me see if I can try and move this around and share this for you guys. Ah, that's not what I meant to do. Damn you. Computer wants to be stupid. This over here so I can't see your comments for a second. Uh, uh, see, yeah, this isn't the article. I can't find the article. No, this isn't it. This isn't it. Pitfalls of improper HVAC installation. What homeowners should know. Let's see. Common improper HVAC installations. Put this over so you guys can't see your own comments. This over. Improper HVAC installation is surprisingly widespread. As much of 90% of HVAC systems are installed with some form of error, according to studies. Errors range from minor issues, such as incorrect thermostat placement. Oh, that's fucking stupid. But to major problems like improperly sizing the HVAC system. I believe that. To avoid these problems, ensure you hire a qualified and reputable heating and cooling installer. These professionals have years of knowledge and experience to ensure your system is sized correctly, placed in the optimal location, and installed according to code and the manufacturer's specification. By hiring a company with a strong reputation and proven history of quality installation work. Okay, that's all bullshit. Um, let's see what they're talking about. So, lack of proper training. I agree with that. Rush jobs. I agree with that as well. Depends on how you pay your people. Um, Inaccurate load calculations. I would say yes. I feel like too many people just go back with what was there. So they just go back based on somebody else's mistake. That's definitely a residential problem for sure. Signs of an improperly installed system. Inefficient heating and cooling. Your HVAC system struggles to maintain your desired temperature, or there are noticeable hot and cold spots throughout the home. Water leaks, short cycling, electrical issues, unusual noises, high energy bills, frequent repairs, poor air quality. Nah, poor air quality is going to have, yeah, I don't know about some of this. Some of them I agree with. Get a professional inspection, request a load calculation. Okay. Check duct work and airflow. I'm okay with that. Evaluate thermostat placement. I mean, yeah, I get that, but most people aren't going to pay for that. So review installation documents, contact the installer. All right. All right. Enough of this shit. Um, Let me get this off the screen. Go back over there. No. No. Damn you. All right. All right. Jeez. Back over here. No. Jesus. What are we doing? What are we doing? All right. There we go. So I get some of those things, but some of these things, going back to what we said as far as based on, charging what you're worth. Let's just also be honest. Some customers are unreasonable. Okay. I don't care how much a capacitor costs. I don't care how much I pay for a motor. You are not paying what I pay for it. And that's why I believe in the flat rate system. I believe in the customers know they're paying for a diagnostic to come out. All right. Whatever your diagnostic is. Ours is 95 bucks. 95 bucks. We come out normally 45 minutes to an hour to diagnose. I think that's more than fair. Then we will give you an estimate on what needs to be done. You think those prices are too expensive? Hey, that's fine. 95 bucks and we'll leave. Um, But if you decide to do it, then you know what I mean? It will explain everything that we do, especially for the warranty and the value we provide. I try to make sure that all of my technicians are very, very thorough. Um, but some of these customers, like I don't know. I don't understand their state of mind because their cousin's brother's nephew or whoever did HVAC one time and now they know HVAC. I'm confident enough that I don't those people don't bother me, but I understand why they would why they would bother some technicians, you know? It would make them flustered. Let me go back and read some of your comments. Sorry, the screen was covered. Don't worry. I'll give you guys the password to the Pornhub account. I know WV picked up new customers. Let's see. It's going to be a class action lawsuit starting with the new home builders. Oh, cool. Thank you for that clarity, Jared. Mr. Modern Comfort, what is up? What's up? Thank you for being here. I'm just a little company, but I use my credit card for the points. Sitting on like 400,000 points right now, waiting to plan my next trip and prevent burnout. Good for you, man. Good for you. So let me ask you this, Modern Comfort. When you say you pay with a credit card, um, do you pay your suppliers with the credit card? And or do you like you have a credit card on file when like you or your employees buy stuff? Because I agree with you 100%. But I found that some suppliers won't let you pay with a credit card. If yours do, that's good. But I've had some that they won't let you pay. They want like ACH transfers and stuff like that. They won't let you pay with a credit card. I'm gonna sue for false advertising of SEER rating after an install. SEER rating is a fucking joke anyway. Most people don't even understand what the SEER rating is. There's a reason it's called seasonal. Doesn't mean everything that time. I don't care if you buy a 40 SEER system. It doesn't mean every time that thing kicks on, it's running at 40 SEER. That's not how that works. Oh, but let's go to parts and whatever else you need. Mr. Modern Comfort, have you ever done as a company, not maybe not you personally, so you've never done air balancing? Because sometimes that can be tricky. So yeah, so Jason, what I mean is they don't care if you pay with a credit card while you're in the supply house. I mean, like if you have an account, like if you have an in-house account and you're going to pay that bill, a lot of them don't want you to pay that with a credit card. I mean, because some of our suppliers, I mean, we may spend $100,000. Sammy Andrew, what is up, buddy? Yeah, I know. I know. Consistency has not been my thing here lately. I apologize. Okay, so you pay COD. Yeah, yeah. So I have accounts with all the supply houses, which, people can go do whatever. Obviously, I only have certain people in the account that are approved to be able to buy things. But when you pay that bill at the end of the month, some of them will not let you pay with a credit card. But yeah, you should be smart. You should be using business credit cards, getting those points and getting cash back. It's a lot of money you spend. Get money back on the money you're spending. That is a smart business thing. Like I get it in the commercial industrial field, but a lot of residential customers want to, I try to explain to them like, hey, we're COD. You pay me at the time the work is complete. I'm not going to bill you. No, no, I don't know you from Adam. So yeah, no thanks. And I try to tell the technicians, these people feed them bullshit, and they'll be like, "Oh, well, so and so said I could call back in with a credit card or whatever." And the technicians are like, "Okay," and I had to tell them, like, "Hey guys, I need you to act like that truck is your own little side business, and you need to make sure you collect because that's like you're not getting paid." Because maybe the ticket might just be a 95, a 175, a 200. But when you don't collect those things, man, your fucking accounts receivable goes nuts. And you end up with $20,000 worth of these little small tickets. And you try to call those people back. You'd be surprised how many times they don't answer the phone. So make sure you collect your money while you're on site. If you're a technician, especially in the residential field, COD, collect. You don't want your boss to be like, hey, man, you didn't collect half your tickets, so I can't pay you at the end of the week. You'd lose your mind, right? Well, he's got a point, though. You got to collect. Can't be out there running a charity. But the moral of the show is for one, everybody should want to do quality work. And don't gouge people. I'm not saying like all those people that are charging, you know, astronomical prices for some of these things, like I get it. Some of these new ECM blower motors are expensive, but we had a customer where a company around here quoted them $7,200 for an ECM blower motor. I was like, I can change the whole fucking air handler for $7,200. Like, what are we doing? I get you have to make money. I understand it. And I am all for charging what you're worth. But man, you make the rest of us look bad when you guys out there are doing this stupid shit. Or you just lazy technicians who don't fucking diagnose stuff. Man, I just, two things I hate in this world are thieves and liars. And yeah, $7,200 for an ECM blower motor. That is absurd. Sam, so Sam Andrew says, Gil, do you ever repo a part or repair for non-payment? Would I like to? 100%. You can't though. By law, you can't do that. Like even a new system. If you put in a new system, you can't, you know what I mean, and they don't pay you, you can't take it out. If they took you to court because you took that system out, you would lose. I can take a piece and make it not work, but even so, if they took you to court, then you would lose. That's just why you got to have the proper processes and systems in place um, to make sure that stuff doesn't happen. So normally I have to, if they're not financing, and if they're financing, the loan documents have to be signed before we go back out for the day of install. And I if they're paying, I do a series of payments. The first payment normally more than covers the equipment. Um, in 3 installments. So let's just say it's a $10,000. It'll be broken up into a third, and then the final payment is due the day of. Um, and normally when they do that final payment, it's the morning before the install. And if they give you a check or something like that, I just, the guys will do mobile deposit, mobile capture to make sure the check's good. And it's sad you have to do that nowadays, but you do. Um, that's the way it works. I mean, I offer good financing options to help people out. I get it. Not everybody has $10,000, $20,000 sitting in the bank to be able to buy an HVAC system, but it is what it is. You got to protect yourself. Customers will be crazy. Exactly. I heard that and it was nuts. I mean, I will say that that motor cost like my cost on it was like $1,300. But even so, I think we charged the customer like I want to say it was like 2,300 bucks, 2,400 bucks. So I mean, I provide a little bit of a markup on it. Um, I don't know, and maybe people will say that I charge too much, but I'm definitely not charging $7,200 for it though. And I warranty that motor. I provide 2 years labor, parts and labor warranty on that. Because if that motor fails within 2 years, we didn't do something right. That's just how I feel about it. Synchrony's good. I do several of them because nowadays, service finance is really good. It also depends on who you're going through. Like carrier, you got to use Wells Fargo. Wells Fargo's not bad. It's just not good with landlord tenant situations or people who own multiple properties. Service finance is good. Synchrony's not bad. Green Sky's not bad. There's some of these other ones that you have to. I'm trying to get in one of these programs where it'll run the person's credit once, but it goes through like multiple different services, especially for people that have bad credit. Um, Normally they're the ones who really need it. These people in like the 500s and stuff like that. Because there's nothing worse than when people have a problem, their air conditioning's broke and they just, hey, I can't help you, man. I'm sorry. They'll literally try every family, friend, neighbor, fucking mailman to co-sign for them, and it still gets declined. And I feel horrible, but it's just that's the world we live in. Or I get people that have 500 credit scores, and then they want to try to get 0% for 60 months, and they wonder why the bank says no. They're like, why'd you decline me? I'm like, whoa, 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 I didn't decline you. Just so you know, once you go into financing, like I pay for certain plans, or we pay for certain plans, not I, but you know what I mean. Um, and Most people, if your credit's good enough, you'll get the plan that you pick for, like the ones that are like 0% for whatever amount of months, or like deferred payments, like no payments for 12 months, stuff like that. Um, if your credit's good enough, then you'll get the payment you pick. If not, they'll come back and say, hey, we'll give you this plan. Um, but you get people with shitty credit that are like, man, well, how come I didn't get 0% for 60 months? And it's like, bro, go in and try to buy a brand new car for 0% for 60 months and see if they give it to you. Yeah, they're gonna be like, yeah, sorry, pal. No way. I'm not giving you 0%. But that's part of the evaluation when we talk about pricing is what you're giving for what they're paying. And I have always been on the side that I try to give exceptional value for what the customers pay. Yes, I do want to charge a premium, but I want to give them exceptional value for what they're getting. Good warranties. So that when we leave there, they don't feel like they just got beat up and their wallet stolen. And sadly, that's how some of these customers feel with some of these companies. They walk in, it's a bad capacitor, and they're trying to flip it to a tech generated lead, a TGL. Um, and I see it happen a lot. There's I won't say the big company's name. You guys already know I'm talking about. One of you already put one in the comments, but I got to be careful what I say on here so I don't get sued. But you know, they'll have these techs go out there that don't know their ass from a hole in the ground. And just because it's, 10 years old, it's out of warranty, oh man, yeah, this thing's dead. Yeah, you need to, man. I can have a comfort specialist out here today. They can give you some new prices. And the customer doesn't even answer them. Okay, yep, Steve's gonna be here in 10 minutes. Customer ends up buying a system before they even know what hit them. And then they're like, oh, guy's gonna be here in the morning to put it in. Bam. Not even 24 hours has passed, and all of a sudden they got a new system and they got some $600 a month payment. And I don't want to do that. I want people to be happy with what they bought from us. I want them to buy what they need. And I get it that buying an HVAC system is not the sexy purchase. It's not going to buy a new car or a big screen TV, but sadly, it's a necessity. You have to have it, especially in this day and age. People aren't living without HVAC in the United States. Not if they don't have to. So I want to be there to provide that solution. And yes, we do not work on R22 systems. Like I'll fix electrical components, but I'm not charging R22 systems. I'm just not. And it's not that I don't want to help those customers. It's we can't always get R22 around here. And if I can, it's astronomically expensive. I'm not paying for that. And if I have to charge that to the customer for it to be if it has to make business sense for us, and I would have to charge them some astronomical price for it per pound, and I just don't want to do that. And sadly, if you have an R22 system still, you probably should replace it. If you find somebody else that'll fix it, that's great. And I'm not using these drop ins. I'm just not, um, because you're not supposed to mix them. You're just not. I don't care what people say. You're not supposed to mix them. Well, some work, yes, but um, You don't know what's in there. People are adding shit to it. They're making their own refrigerant by mixing it with something else. It happens to cool, so they get their money and they fucking leave. Um, then you come back, you don't know what was put in there because there's no laws or code about properly marking the system with the refrigerant you put in there, which I think is bullshit. And there's 17 different R22 drop-ins. I don't want to play that fucking game. I just really don't. Ugh. I do love properly maintaining people's systems. I love, you know, it should always people say like service contract, maintenance contract. Don't call it a contract because in a contract in people's minds is a bad thing. You know, it's always a membership, a club membership, whatever it is. A membership. You're joining the club. You get discounts and perks for being in this club. And I've always found that that's worked better, especially in the residential field. Maybe, commercial is different, industrial is obviously way different. But, you know, I'm going to start to get where we only provide emergency service for our members. And I might even do away with that because even in the summertime, I find that I get it. You got to capture that piece of the pie while it's there. But I feel like technicians who actually get those 2 days off, they do so much better Monday through Friday than they do if they were on call Saturday and Sunday when they got to work 7 days. Even giving them a day off during the week or something like that, um, I just feel like everybody needs time off. You got to recharge the batteries. And when you look at least every company I've been a part of, when you look at the data, I always say people lie, numbers don't. And when you look at the numbers of emergency service, a lot of times it doesn't bring in what you think it does. Yeah, you may have a few good customers you end up taking care of and keep them happy, but in the grand scheme of things, normally it's a bunch of random people that don't do maintenance, they don't properly take care of their system, and they're just calling every swinging dick who answers the phone. Can you come today? Can you come today? Can you come today? Oh, you can come today? Cool. Let's go. And then you get out there and because we charge 195 for emergency service. So it's the 95 diagnostic we normally charge, and then 100 on top of it, because that $100 goes direct to the technician. I've always done that since Beltway. Um, if I'm gonna take a guy or girl, don't have any girls anymore as far as techs, had to when I first got here. Didn't work out. But anyway, if I'm gonna take a technician from their family, I want them to be paid for it. Most people don't care, but you get out there and like you diagnose it and they're like, "Oh man, well I'll just go through my warranty company." And I'm like, "Are you fucking kidding me? Like why would you call us on a Saturday if you have a fucking warranty company?" So frustrating. So yeah, it just I think we're going to back it up after the summer to be members only. We're going to see how that goes and then I might just take away on call completely. And I've only kept on call because some technicians wanna do it. They wanna make that money. So, I'm like, "All right, well, I don't wanna hurt you, so I'll keep it." That makes sense for what you do, Jay, that you just don't have randos calling you guys. That's nice, modern comfort. Um, you don't have to answer this, but I'm curious to how many memberships you have. Well, I'm curious to how many technicians you have versus how many memberships, and then what you include in your membership. Because I know what you include nowadays, like, that is what makes the difference? So I always say, we do 2 visits a year, but do not call them spring and fall. Are you normally gonna do them in the spring and fall? Yes, but don't call them spring and fall. You do them when you need to do them, when they keep your guys busy. Um, don't call them spring and fall. I learned that from somebody years ago, and it helps. I have a maintenance technician, that's all he does is maintenance, 365 days a year, and, Sometimes he's doing maintenance is in the middle of July. Some people they want it. Mr. Zeke, what is up, my brother? Deal, Jay. Deal. Yeah, man, because I'm just looking at the data. It doesn't bring in what people think it does. So I'm thinking if I do it for members only, if it reduces it enough, it shouldn't be a problem. And in theory, if we are properly maintaining people's systems, that they shouldn't have emergency breakdowns. But I understand that shit happens. How you guys doing, Zeke? You guys getting through everything all right, buddy? Tell Monica I said hello, and my heart goes out to her. Yeah, I've done that before. So I still am off Sundays. I want to be off Sundays, especially me, somebody who is, a Christian. But yeah, I understand the shift worked where, off Sundays, you have guys that work Monday through Friday, and the guy that's on call will work Tuesday through Saturday. I understand it, but yeah, I don't know, man. I think that, but for me, it's like I'm fine giving you off Saturday and Sunday. It's just I need people to show up on time Monday through Friday and run the calls that I give you. And I'm not saying I'm going to work you because I'm 4 to 5 calls max. I want you to be thorough on them. And if you get some bullshit call and you go there and like they don't want to do it, then yeah, maybe you might get a seventh or whatever. But normally it's 4 or 5. I want you to do quality service on those people to run the system that I've taught them that I know works. I did it for years and I was very good at it, made a lot of money, honest money doing it that way, and built a lot of good relationships with customers. Um, if they do that, then we're fine. The numbers that we set for June, we fucking smashed. Like it's not even close. Hey, that's cool. Ain't nothing wrong with that. And I was just looking at your ratio, buddy. Like, yeah, who cares? Your numbers are small. Doesn't matter. So let's just say I'm a one man shop with a helper. My membership includes a 15% discount on scheduled maintenance and services, plus priority service, aka on call. Nice. Good for you, man. Hey, I know a lot of people that are that small, man, that it's them and a helper makes more sense. Look at Mr. Curtis, HVAC guy. He said that he had people working for him and he does better now just doing it by himself. Makes more money. I mean, so sometimes it's all on what you want. I mean, do you want to be a bigger company? What does that say, Jason? But it's just exactly, Zeke. That is where we all started. And if it's your business, man, it's all like some people think like if you don't grow some great multi-gazillion dollar business, you're not successful. And that's just not true. If it's your business, then you do whatever the fuck makes you happy. If you want a small company, then keep it small. As long as you can pay your bills, take care of your employees, your customers are happy, more power to you, man. If you're somebody that wants to grow a bigger business, then do that. That's fine. But there's no wrong, there's no wrong way to do it. Me, I want to get back to like the $10 million range. And we will. I know we will. I mean, My partners who took over have only had it for like a year and a half. I've been there 6 months or so, and we're already at 5. So I know we'll get to 10 in no time. Yeah, and I used to think about that. There's times, especially over the last year, man. Me and Zeke talked about it. Me and Ricky talked about it too, where I thought about it to start my own company and just go and just buying a van, going back out in the field, and just being me and my son. And yeah, it crossed my mind. I almost pulled that trigger. I really did. But I love the teaching part, and I love helping other technicians like reach their goals. Like that's a passion of mine. I love doing that. So I think that's why I love getting the bigger business, and I love having employees and people that work for me because I love to be able to it makes me feel good to be able to positively impact their lives. I think that's why I've loved this podcast so much. And at the same time, like I get to grow. I get to be better. At the same time helping other people. I know it sounds corny and cliche, but it's true. Mm. And I tell people, man, you should want to have your own business. But it's not easy. Just that's what I told, I've had that discussion. I won't get into that. Being a really, really good technician and being a good business owner is two different skill sets. Just know that. I'm growing due to good reviews and honest work, but I still get 20K or more for a central AC install. There you go, man. Keep building those reviews. So obviously, if you don't have 300 yet, get plus 300. 300 reviews is the first mile marker on Google, and then 1,000 is going to be the next. And yes, we are in the day and age of internet and Google, and you have to be searchable. You have people need to be able to find you online, but you you still can't beat word of mouth. You just can't. There you go. So I mean, if you have 2 to 3 installs and let's just say 3 4 service technicians, you can very easily be $4 to $6 million company. Modern Comfort. Where are you located, brother? What state are you located? It's funny, there's a Modern Comfort in Maryland. You're not in Maryland, are you? 100%. You are 100%. It is definitely all about processes, systems, and the proper training and having the right culture at the company. You are 100%, brother. You hit the nail on the head there. That's why I tell people because you have processes in place, so you have repeatable systems, but not robotic, but so people understand what they're doing, what to do when this happens, what to do when this happens. And maybe it's the military style, but it's SOP, standard operating procedure. Everything is on paper. We used to do things. I got this back at Beltway, and I don't want to take this away from Ryan, the owner of Beltway, because I mean, there's a lot of this was his idea. But we used to have like the service Bible, the sales Bible, the install Bible. That it was a book that you would give. It would be paper and digital that we would give for every department, and everything that they would ever have to do was inside of there. And if God forbid something happened, they could easily go to that and be like, "Oh shit, I gotta." Oh, okay, that's how you do it. That's you know what I mean? Like it was all there for them. I always say this, you have to inspect what you expect. And then also I love that this is also something that I got a book that Ryan got me to read was Radical Candor. And it says the 3 C's of management. And I live by this. The 3 C's. You have to care for your employees. You have to challenge your employees. So what is it? Challenge. Oh, yeah. You have to care for them, challenge them, and provide them clarity. If you do that to your employees, if you care for them If you challenge them and you provide them clarity, they will be successful. And I tell them sometimes, if I ever ask you to do something and that you need clarity, don't you ever be afraid to ask me, because that means that I didn't do my job correctly. Well, that's awesome. Hey, and you should be proud of all 100 of those, man. Congratulations, brother. And one thing I can say when you're smaller, regardless of your size, is celebrate the small wins. Don't think like, oh, we'll have this big party when we get to X revenue or when we get to this amount of employees or this amount of reviews. Celebrate the small wins. Enjoy those small victories. Another thing that sounds cliche, but those little things make the big things happen. You guys have to check out my Instagram tomorrow. I've had some presidents, been doing some things, to my Suburban. So I got the new wheels and stuff on there. They got that little bit of poke where they stick out, and the new exhaust gets on it tomorrow. Nothing crazy, just enough to have a little pop, 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 pop to make it a manly truck. Obviously, my wife used to drive it, so I'm trying to make it look completely different. So it looks more manly. That way, when I gotta send that payment out every month, I don't feel like I'm spreading my butt cheeks. But I'm pretty pumped. I'm gonna go there tomorrow morning. See, my parents need a new air conditioning, and I was living 3,000 miles away. He's the only person I've ever signed off on doing it. He was my helper for a few years. That's awesome, Jay. See, I love seeing that, man. Like even the guys that don't work for me anymore, but like normally it's younger guys. Some of them have been guys my age, but people that I've seen them grow and like I just see them being successful now. Like I love seeing that, man. And sadly, I like creeping on their social media sometimes and just, you know, seeing them buy a house and, you know, get married and doing those kind of things now. And I remember when they were wet behind the ear helpers, like, didn't have a pot to piss in, living in their parents' basement. And just now to see them be like successful members of society, it makes me feel so good. It's better than any monetary value anybody could ever give me. I truly love that part of it. Ooh, what's up here? Modern comfort. Going through NCI training and having a true flow grid power flow hood. Yes. Sorry, I'm going back in the comments. I didn't see this one, Modern Comfort. Yes, the True Flow grid is absolutely fucking awesome. Having the hood. And I think it is the True Flow grid, the one that I'm gonna order one. It's the one that Craig Migliaccio, AC Service Tech, told me that I had to get. The one that you put in the filter. Is that the True Flow grid? I think it is. The one that you get the whole kit. It comes with the thing, the piece that you can make whatever size filter, you put it in the filter slot, and then you take the static pressure. That thing is absolutely amazing. And guys, like I said, Ty Branderman, Craig Migliaccio, AC Service Tech, all those guys swear by it. And I got nothing but respect for those guys. It's a blessing to be able to have those guys as a resource, to be able to call them and ask them questions. But anyway, we are past an hour, my friends. So I'm probably going to start to close this down here in a moment. There we go. Exactly, man. And it's fun. And it's gonna be rewarding for you, brother, when you can build your business, provide exceptional service for people, and be able to change young people's lives. And that's why I like to bring them into the trade to let them understand that you can have a really good life. I've been able to do a lot of amazing things in life. Not even just me as a child. My dad did this, and we didn't want for anything as kids. I mean, yeah, we were an average middle class family, but we went on vacation every year. Um, you know, the bills were paid. Like we had a good life growing up. And granted, my mom worked really hard too. Both of my parents worked, but you know, I mean, soon to be ex-wife, but she has never had a job. I've been able to provide for a family of six, seven with my mom here through HVAC. Like you can do good in this trade, being honest and doing things correctly, doing things right, and taking care of people. And I could sleep at night. I don't know how some people sleep at night, but that's on them. And me personally, I always like being the technician, and now I like being the company that goes out when people call in because we offer like free second opinions when people, say like, I've had three companies out here and nobody can figure it out. Well, guess what? Those are the jobs that I go to myself. I'm like, I'll figure it out. And normally I do. Sometimes it takes me a minute, but I'm like, you know what? I'll figure it out. Yeah, that's awesome, Modern. Yeah, no, I need to order one of them because the kit's like $2,000-3,000, right? The more expensive kit. I looked it up. I was looking at it on True Tech Tools, but then I was actually going to go directly through their website. And I want to get one. It's probably gonna be after summer now, but I definitely want one. I already have a hood and stuff like that, but I want one of those. And being able to have the proper instruments to be able to take measurements, like what we do in air conditioning, refrigeration is a science. You know, every pressure has a temperature, every temperature has a pressure. Like Ohm's law, electricity, like all this stuff, like there's a science behind it where we don't have to guess. We don't have to throw shit at the wall and see what sticks. People ask for a certain temperature. It's like, okay, well, at what humidity? And like there's okay, we have sensible cooling, we have latent cooling. Like what I mean? Like it's what we do is a science. And I feel like there's too many technicians out there that everybody that listens to this heard me say this a million times. They learn just enough to be dangerous. And yes, that's their fault. But then if nobody at the company they work for is pushing them, then it's the company's fault as well. Because they'll let anybody in a van with a pulse, as long as they're out there to be able to, keep turning and burning. Like, want to be good at what you do. And I know that I can always be better. That's what I'm saying. I think I'm really good at what I do, but I know that I can always be better. And I love to learn new things, to be able to provide that value for our customers, to be able to give them an honest solution at a good price. Hey, this is your problem. This is the solution that we can do. This is how much it costs. And it's that simple. I bet there's a guy I won't even get into one story, but there's people around here that are putting in brand new systems with like quarter-inch line sets. And I'm just like, what in the are you doing? But there's gonna be hacks forever. They're never gonna go away. That's also, man. Yeah, no, I don't eat. I've heard people that I truly, admire have told me to get it, several of them. So I'm definitely gonna get it. I just gotta pull the trigger. But yeah, it's 100% gonna happen. But I appreciate that, man. Thank you. And I'm glad you have one. That's awesome. But man, I guess I should start to close this thing out, man. Thank all of you for coming here this Saturday. I know that I've been a little inconsistent and I truly apologize, but I thank when I pop these things up randomly, that a bunch of you show up, man. I really, really appreciate you guys. I really do. Um, Life is getting better, trying to get some things sorted out, get caught up with a lot of stuff, with the big changes that I have in life. But God is good, and He continues to continue to bless me, and I am just extremely excited for the future. That's just me being honest, and yeah, I'm excited for what the future holds, and can't wait. Taking it one day at a time. So, Mr. Jason says micromanometer is an important tool for pressure control. Tuning a 400 VAVs in a building is an art form. Keeping a building pressure point is a proper range. Absolutely. Absolutely. Um yeah, man. I appreciate you guys, man, so very much. I really really do. I thank you guys for being here. I really am trying to get back to the Wednesday nights. So I really will try to be here next Wednesday. Remember what I said, I'm going to do these live shows regardless. I think this one was pretty good where I can put the audio out, but I also might just record audio podcast and put them out to where these will just be live streams. And remember, I didn't do it tonight, didn't even think about it to be honest, but I will also have the phone lines open. You guys are more than welcome to call in, because that helps. If I have conversations with people, it'll help the audio when it goes out, man. You guys can call in on these shows, can talk to me. We can bullshit for a little bit. We can talk about whatever. I love these shows because it's just me BSing with you guys, talking about whatever. So we can get back to that where this is more of a live stream. And if I have to, I have a bunch of different topics that I'm just going to do the audio podcast on where I'm pretty much doing what I'm doing now. It's just not going to be live. And then I'll put that um, audio and video out later. I don't know if you guys saw the one I put out about men's mental health. I actually have the video of that, but for some reason didn't upload. So I have to check on it. But oh, you actually like the Saturdays. That's cool, man. I don't mind the Saturdays. It's just sometimes I've been doing stuff with my kids where I don't get back in time, but um regardless, I'm going to do one podcast a week. So we'll see about the days. Um and we'll go from there. But yeah, even if it is Saturdays, it's just there's sometimes I've been taking my kids out, we've been going out to dinner and going on those little trips. And that's where Saturdays might mess up. But if that's the case, then I'll do that you know, during the week. Regardless, we'll figure it out. As long as I see you guys one time a week, it's all that matters. I just want to make sure that you guys have enough time to know that you can be here, and I'm not just letting you know 2 hours before it pops up. But I appreciate you guys for always being here, man. I really, really do. I know that there's certain people that I could pop up randomly, and that you guys are there, and I truly, really do appreciate that. But yep, let's start closing this out, man. I hope all you guys have an amazing weekend. Please stay safe the rest of your week. It's crazy out there, so please, please be careful. Um, but yes, let's close this out. I had a brain fart there for a second. Yeah, keep your head on a swivel. I don't care what it is, man. I want each and every one of you to make it home the same way that you left. I don't care if it's driving, whatever it is, putting the ladder up, messing with electricity. Please, please be safe. All right. Do the little things. Set yourself apart from the next guy or girl. Try to be the best version of yourself. Keep trying to be better, whether it's a podcast, a book, an audio course, whatever. I mean, an online course, an audio book, whatever it is, just keep trying to be the best version of you. All right. There's no such thing as the staying the same. You're either getting better or you're going backwards. And I want to say this. I heard this on my good friends, Tersh Blishett and Josh Crouch podcast, The Service Business Mastery. And I don't know the gentleman's name, and I should. But he said, the only people that remember your long hours are the children. I want you to truly listen about that, especially if you guys have children. The only people that remember the long hours that you work are your children. All right? I get it. We got to hustle and grind, but remember what you do it for. All right? Remember what you do it for. We always have plenty of time to make money. You can't get time back. All right? Please don't ever forget that. So, with that being said, make sure you follow the podcast and all the social media sites to stay up to date on everything that's going on. Am trying to get back up there. I fell off social media for a little bit, but like I said, I was focused on my family, doing things around here. Everything is good, so everything should start to ramp up here again soon as far as the podcast related. But thank all you guys for your support. I appreciate each and every one of you. Stay safe out there. I love you, and until next time, man. See you.
Thanks for listening to the HVAC Uncensored Podcast. Don't forget to check us out on Facebook and Instagram, or email us anytime at hvacuncensored@gmail.com. Now, get back to work. Shut this down. The views and opinions shared on the HVAC Uncensored Podcast may not necessarily be the views and opinions of our sponsors or guests.